In 2016, a woman in Florida was convicted of murder, except there was no body, no witnesses, no hard evidence to connect her to the crime. It was a case so bizarre that it left everyone stunned. How do you convict someone when you don't even know if the crime really happened? And what happens when a person disappears, but her phone tells a completely different story? Before we dive deeper into this mystery, if you like this kind of story, make sure to follow, like, and share. And don't forget to subscribe for more gripping true crime stories and shocking twists. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's get back to the mystery. Let's rewind to the strange disappearance of Samantha Miller, a young woman from Houston. Samantha was 28, full of life, always on the go, but one day, she vanished. Friends and family were frantic. She hadn't told anyone where she was going, and no one had heard from her. But here's the thing. Samantha's phone, it was missing. But then, something strange happened. A stranger logged into her social media account, and that was just the beginning. 2 days after Samantha was last seen, her social media was active. Her Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything was posting like she had never left. Friends and family panicked. Who was behind the posts? Was Samantha alive, or was someone playing a dangerous game? The posts weren't random either. They were personal. They were Samantha. "I miss you guys so much. Hope you're all doing well," posted from her account. It seemed like Samantha was still out there, alive. But her phone? No one could find it. The authorities started their search, combing through every lead, every witness statement. The last person to see Samantha alive? Her boyfriend, Chris Jackson. Chris was distraught. He had no idea what had happened to her. He told the cops that the night before she vanished, she had been acting oddly. But what was really odd was what happened next. As the investigation progressed, the police traced Samantha's phone to a suspicious location. A small, run-down motel about 50 miles away from where she was last seen. The motel manager remembered a woman who had checked in with a man, someone who wasn't Chris. But when they got to the room, there was no sign of Samantha. It was Chris's name on the motel register, but not the timestamp that made sense. Samantha's phone had been used there, hours after she disappeared, hours after she was supposed to be dead. Then, something truly chilling happened. Police tracked down the IP address used to log into Samantha's social media accounts, and the results were shocking. The IP address? It wasn't Chris's, it wasn't even in the United States. The social media posts had been sent from an address in Mexico, a foreign location. No one could figure out how Samantha's phone had traveled across the border. But someone had used it. Someone had been impersonating her. But why? And more importantly, who was doing it? While they were investigating the IP address, the police got another lead, this time from a mysterious phone call. The call came from a burner phone, and the voice on the other end was distorted. But the message was clear. Samantha isn't gone. She's just not the person you think she is. The investigation hit another roadblock. The police couldn't trace the call. They had no idea who was behind it. But whoever it was, they were definitely playing a game with the investigators. The question wasn't if Samantha was alive. Now, it was who was orchestrating this bizarre situation. And the answer was more terrifying than anyone could have guessed. 2 weeks later, police found something that changed everything. A hidden journal buried deep in Samantha's apartment. The journal was filled with strange entries about a secret life Samantha had been living. Samantha wasn't just a girl who went to work, went out with friends, and lived a normal life. She was involved in something dangerous, She had been hiding things from everyone: her family, her boyfriend, and even the police. As the truth began to surface, the investigators uncovered a massive underground network of people trafficking stolen identities. And guess whose identity had been stolen? Samantha's. But it wasn't just her identity that was in danger. The journal also hinted at a dark connection to someone much closer to her than anyone realized. Someone who knew her well, better than anyone else. And that's when it hit them. The question everyone had been asking all along, was Samantha really dead, took a horrifying turn. The truth was too chilling to believe, but the pieces were finally falling into place. Someone was playing a dangerous game with the police, with her family, with the world. But who? The investigation was at a standstill. The true mastermind behind the identity theft, the social media posts, the motel room, and the cryptic phone call was still out there. Samantha's phone had never been found. Her social media presence continued to haunt everyone involved, including her loved ones. And just when they thought they had everything figured out, another post appeared. It was from Samantha's account. "Did you miss me?" But this time, it wasn't written in Samantha's voice. It was someone else. Who was controlling Samantha's life? And more importantly, who was controlling the narrative? The chilling words, "Did you miss me?" flashed across everyone's screens. It was Samantha's social media, but the voice felt wrong. It wasn't the innocent tone her friends had known. It was taunting, mocking, and it wasn't just a message, it was a warning. The post sent shockwaves through the investigation. Police scrambled to trace the source, but the IP address was untraceable. Samantha's phone, still missing, seemed to be pulling the strings from the shadows. Then, a new piece of the puzzle surfaced. The journal Samantha had kept. It wasn't just filled with secrets, it held a name, someone tied directly to her disappearance. And that name wasn't Chris, her boyfriend. It wasn't even a stranger. It was her best friend, Rachel Lewis. Rachel had been missing too. No one had seen or heard from her since the day Samantha vanished. But now, Rachel's disappearance made sense. She was connected to the underground network. She'd been using Samantha's identity as a cover. And worst of all, it looked like Rachel was the one pulling the strings the whole time. The final clue came when the police dug deeper into Rachel's life. She wasn't just hiding a secret life, she was running from one. Rachel had been involved in a dangerous cartel, using Samantha's identity to smuggle goods across the border. But when things went wrong, she needed to disappear. And what better way than to frame her best friend for murder? Rachel had been using Samantha's phone all along. And now, the real twist. Rachel's life wasn't just in danger. She was watching from the shadows. But where is she now? Could Rachel be watching us right now? Did she finally get what she wanted? Or is she planning her next move? Stay tuned for the next part.